Hi, I'm John Arnold. I'm an independent analyst and my firm is called J. Arnold and Associates. I've been operating as an independent analyst in the technology space for about 15 years. I was in the analyst world previously to that, so I've been in this space about 20 years and I've seen a lot of change. This technology space in the communications world continues to evolve, and we're going to talk a bit about that over the next couple of minutes. So there's a few questions that I'd like to address for you, and I think that will help you understand where I fit into the scheme of things and how I help companies in this space. So this is how we're going to do it. This is the first question. And now I'm going to answer it. What is my place in the ecosystem? So analysts are by nature, we like to explain things, we like to understand things. So what we do is we go to these technology events like ITEXPO, we talk to companies in the industry all the time, and over the course of our work, excuse me, in our research, we get to understand not just what the technologies are and how they work, but where they provide value for the industry, for the companies that sell them, for the companies that buy them, for the people who use them in their everyday work. They could be the people sitting in at their desks in their offices. They're also the agents in the contact center where they're handling calls from customers who need help. All of these play into this area of technology we call communications and collaboration. So as an analyst, our job is to really explain where these technologies are going, what they mean, and how companies can deploy them in their businesses to be more successful. Technology can be complicated, as we know, so people like us help demystify it a little bit, explain it in a business language that decision makers can understand. There's one audience of engineers and technical people who don't need it explained to them. That's not our audience. Our audience are business decision makers, buyers, influencers. So we help people in the channel community, the vendor community, the service provider community. We help them bring their products and offerings to market, right? So the businesses that use them can successfully deploy them. So that's kind of where we fit into the world. Now let's go to the second question, shall we? Okay, here's the question, right? Now, just so I can give the right answer, I have to tell the story. And it's my story related to IT. Now, IT is the world who are really the buyers and users of these technologies. So our role is to build relationships with IT, so we become kind of trusted advisors in a sense that when we speak to the marketplace, we're coming at it from a vendor-neutral position. Analysts by nature, right, are objective. We want to be independent with our opinions, so we don't tout one company over another. We look at the merits of each company and their offerings, their culture, their organization, how they go to market, and we help the market understand how one company is a little different from another, but our role is not to take a position and say, this is the best company you should buy from. Because we're independent, our opinions are trusted. That's where our brand comes in as analysts, right? We're the ones that people go to say, hey, what's happening in the marketplace? And we help them understand that. We can talk about individual companies all day long, but we don't, generally speaking, favor one over another. We want to be seen as independent because that's our credibility in the marketplace. So that's how we help IT. So the inspirational message for IT is really to say, hey, this is what we do. We can help you in your business because you hear a lot of stories from vendors all day long telling you about why and how they're the best thing out there. We're the ones who can cut through the noise and say, hey, these vendors have a good story to tell, but you got to watch out about this from this vendor. Here's a story you may not have heard from this other vendor. So we bring that kind of independent point of view. That's very valuable to the buyers because they have a lot of decisions to make in their companies about using technology, and they really need to bet right on the right companies, the right technologies. So they look to people like us to say, hey, we've seen the market, we know what's out there. It's a bit like an insurance broker who shops the market. We know what's out there. We'll help you understand it and make the right decision to fit your organization and your needs. All right, let's go on to the next question, shall we? Okay, that's pretty clear. It may be clear to you, but it's not that clear to me, so I'm going to put my own spin on it. How has your business impacted the world using IT. So the way I would answer this question is as an analyst, because we're not the ones who use the technology. We don't buy the technology, we don't build the technology, but what we do know is how to explain the business value of that technology. So our way to impact the world is to say, we will tell you what this means to your business and to your customers. So in other words, IT people really care about using the right technology. It has to fit into their network environment, et cetera, et cetera. But what they really have to be thinking about is how does this provide value to the business? So for us to make a positive impact, we step back and say, yes, we know what these technologies do, but let's help you position it in your companies to have value for the business. A lot of companies who come to this show, ITEXPO, are looking for new technologies for their customers. These are the companies who sell the technology to the end businesses. So they have to know, what is this going to mean for my end customer? Is it going to help them lower their costs of telephony? Is it going to help them make their contact center work better? Is it going to help them really with their collaboration, how people work in teams more effectively, because there's so many tools out there. So our impact for IT is to say, hey, listen, these technologies are really good at these things, and that's why you should be looking at them, and here's why you need to think differently about what you've been doing so far. A lot of people in IT roles, especially in smaller businesses, are still kind of stuck in using legacy technologies, analog technologies that are good for certain things, but aren't really adaptable to what the market needs today, what younger workers in the workplace need and expect, because they're so conditioned to using cloud applications, smartphones, et cetera, so they need a different set of tools. So IT has to be able to deliver those, because if they don't, those workers are going to go to the cloud on their own, bypass IT, and find their own solutions. So on one level, IT, their survival is at stake long term, because they need to continue to provide value to their customers, to their company, to their workers. So they need to know that they're providing the latest technologies and understanding where they fit and resonate for the workers of today. So we help them. That's the way we impact IT, by saying, hey, your younger workers aren't using those desk phones. They're using mobile applications. You need to have more of that here. So they may not want to hear it, but they have to, and they'll listen to us because we see what trends are going on in the marketplace. So that's how we provide value to them, because they really have some existential issues about if they don't use the right technologies, their jobs aren't going to be around. So they need to move on from the legacy stuff that doesn't have the value it used to, and they need to find out where do I have to focus to capture that new value and stay relevant in my organization. Be strategic, right? How do I have value to the business direction that the business is going in? Not just so much about what technologies to use, but really, how do we make the business more successful? So we want to help IT become more strategic in their roles, and that's an important way we can impact IT.